Hello guys, it's Victor once again, and I'm back with a part 2 of the MasterCard Edinburgh Scholarship. So I've answered the first, second and third question, and in this video I'll be answering the fourth and the fifth question. But before I proceed, I understand that 250 words are not many words if you ask me. And probably some of you have a lot to write. So in order to master the art of concise writing, I recommend that you watch my video, the video I uploaded I think some days ago about academic writing skills. That video is supposed to be the first of a series of videos about academic writing. And in that particular video I talked about how to write clear sentences, how to use linking words, and how to use what they call it, signposting for your essays to ensure clarity. So that might come in very handy when you're applying for or you're writing a scholarship essay. So let's go straight into the MasterCard essay at Edinburgh. Question 4. We want to ensure your time at the University of Edinburgh benefits others in the future. Tell us how your choice of degree program will assist you make the change you envisage. So as usual, the word limit is 50 to 250 words. So how do we approach this? First, by now you probably know the eligible courses for the scholarship. So not every course is eligible for this MasterCard Scholarship at the University of Edinburgh. So do your homework, check closely the eligible courses, and choose which one best align with your background and your interests and your future goals. So having done that, you need to demonstrate in the first place or mention which course out of the list, which particular course you have chosen and why you chose that course. So in discussing why you chose that course, you should tell us how that course, or tell the selection committee how that course relates to your background, relates to your first degree, or relates to your work experience. So I understand that some people might be changing fields. Probably you studied something, but you had work experience in something else. Now you want to go along with your work experience and not necessarily with what you studied in your undergrad. That is also fine. There are several people doing that. Actually, I'm also doing that. So it's not something strange. So just say this course, how it aligns with what you hope to do in the future, or how it aligns with what you're doing presently, or your academic background and academic interest. Then go to the particular modules. For instance, if you're doing the course on Africa and international development, so click on the link, go to that course and check the individual subjects, individual courses under this broad course called Africa and international development. So you check under, you might see things like gender, you might see things like local economy or informal economies. You might see things like climate action. You might see things like education. So look for modules that align with your interest and discuss the skills that these modules will furnish you with. That's all. By doing this module, I'll be equipped with the analytical skills in gender-based violence, or with this I'll see the peculiar challenge of the environment in the African continent. Engage with these modules and see which ones will then benefit you and which ones already align with your interest. Apart from the modules, you could also go to the list of professors. Look for professors doing things that interest you, things that align with your background, things that align with your future goals. So you could mention that Professor A is doing this particular research on West Africa, and coincidentally this coincides with my interest already. So working with this professor would actually be a productive venture for me, because research interest or academic interest or policy interest align with each other. So these are creative ways of talking about the course. Go to your modules, go to the professors and see how their research, how their writings, how their publications align with what you're doing presently. Then there was an interesting part of that question you shouldn't forget, that how the course you study will help others. So now you've engaged with the course, but now you have to show how the skills you will get from this course will actually help you in delivering services to your community, to your country of origin. So again, you go by saying that Through this master's course, I hope to gain this particular skill, and this skill will help me solve or engage or deal with this particular problem. For instance, you're interested in gender-based violence, and you go to Edinburgh, or you hope to go to Edinburgh to study things about gender-based violence and how to reduce it. So you're claiming that after doing this course, you know best practices on how to reduce gender-based violence. So, and it's good you have a target audience or a target recipient of whatever career interest you have. So, for instance, you might have your target audience might be young girls in the village, like the example I gave in the previous video. A young lady is doing a great work trying to provide them knowledge or lessons to young girls about their reproductive health. So now she's going to look for ways to engage with these courses in Edinburgh and look for skills that will help her help those young girls, if you understand what I mean. So you're looking for skills that will equip you, so you'll be able to equip others. That's just your target audience. So in this example I gave, our target audience are the young girls in the village. Yours might be probably startup businesses in Africa, or it might be probably you want to be in the what they call it, the public space, or probably you're in the healthcare business or agricultural business. You want to help poor farmers, or you want to help farmers develop skills and new techniques of coping with climate change. So try to have a target audience and look for how these skills you would acquire through this scholarship would help you help others. Very important. So I'll run down the major points again in case you've missed any. First, the course you selected, why you selected it. That's how it aligns with your background, your interest, and your future goals. Second, they deal with the modules. What are the modules under these courses, and what particular skills will they furnish you with? Three, the professors, do they have any interesting research, interesting work they've done presently or in the past that excites you, and you're eager to engage with them, to talk with them, to debate with them concerning those issues. And then show how the skills, how this exposure, how this network will help you help others. So this is the community dimension. You have an individual dimension, all right, it will help you with your own individual career advancement, but they want to know how it will help others. So these skills, how are you going to use them to help others? I'm emphasizing this because this MasterCard Scholarship is also about leadership. Just like the Cheltenham Scholarship, which I did a few days ago, I did a set of videos on the Cheltenham Scholarships a few days ago. So I see lots of parallels, interesting parallels. So they want you to show how the skills you're going to acquire will actually help others. So I'm putting emphasis on this. So while you've discussed all the beautiful things about the course, your interest, the professors, the modules, now use a creative way of showing how they will help you, as I repeat again, to help others. So that's it for question 4. So remember your target audience. Who are you targeting? Are you targeting young girls or young teenage girls in rural villages? Or are you targeting farmers? Are you targeting startups? Are you targeting governments or a particular government? Are you targeting internally displaced people? Are you targeting youths? So make sure you have a target audience. It gives you a clearer vision of the people you hope to help, and the more precise it is, I think the more realistic it would sound. So let's move to question number 5, I believe. For question number 5, the MasterCard Foundation is creating a growing network across the world. With who will you prioritize your engagement, and how will they help you once you have returned home? So this is a clear networking question. It's very similar to the networking essay in Cheltenham. I know those who are also applied for Cheltenham would probably be nodding now or be smiling because they've done something similar. However, Cheltenham was 500 words. This is just 250 words. So you have to be careful. You have to be precise. Go straight to the point. So they're asking you, which group will you prioritize? Which relationship? Which kinds of relationship are you going to prioritize? And how will this relationship help you when you return to your country? So this is just a simple networking question. So first, I'm going to borrow this concept I used while explaining my Cheltenham essay tips, and the concepts of network initiation, network sustenance, and network utilization. In case this is the first time you're hearing these concepts, no problem. I'm going to explain them. Network initiation means how you, as the word implies, initiates contact with somebody. So probably you met the person in a conference, probably you met the person on LinkedIn, probably the person was your work colleague, you met the person through a friend, you met the person through whatever. I mean, so how did you initiate this meeting? How did it come about? Then sustenance is quite important, because it's not enough to just meet somebody or to have their phone number or to have them on LinkedIn. How do you sustain this relationship? How do you exchange ideas? How do you collaborate with this person? And I said person because, yeah, it could also be an organization. So don't just think it's not just about a person. It could also be an organization. So I'm just using the person for the sake of an example. So if for the example of an organization, probably you worked with that organization, you interned for them, you attended the conference there, you collaborated with them on the project or something. And that's the sustenance I'm talking about. Then network utilization. Utilization means what did you gain or what did you do with this network? What result did you achieve? So how do you use this concept in this essay? So I think it's good to drop names. Why addressing this essay? To drop names of those you've collaborated with already, or those who you hope to collaborate with. But if you ask me, I think it's better you start with those you're collaborating with presently, and how you hope to sustain or enlarge this collaboration. Because it's a bit of wishful thinking if you think when you come back from Edinburgh, people you've never contacted before, organizations you've never met before, all of a sudden will start being interested in you. Well, that's possible because now you have a master's degree from a top university, but still, if you have their contacts already, you have some levels of engagement with them already. So when you come back, you can heighten this level of engagement. So it's better you mention those you're in contact with already and how you hope to sustain that contact and utilize that contact with the degree you're getting from Edinburgh. So it's time to drop names of individuals, NGOs, private organizations you're collaborating with or you hope to collaborate with. Then state out the skills you acquire from Edinburgh will enable you heighten the form of collaboration you have with this people or these organizations already. Like you could say you had a conference with UNICEF on the Girl Child Education. So you had a 2-month workshop or something, or tutorial. Now you're going to Edinburgh to study something based on gender and development. And now you're coming back. You now want to heighten your relationship with UNICEF. Now probably applying for a job in UNICEF. So then you're just attending the conference or then you're just an intern. Now you've gotten more skills. You want to apply for a full-time job in UNICEF. So you could be in the tech business doing internships, workshop for a number of tech companies, a number of volunteer opportunities now. You're going to Edinburgh to upgrade your skills. Now you're coming back no longer as an intern, as a colleague, as a consultant in that company. So the question asks, how can these people help you when you come back? Or what is the nature of collaboration? You could say, yes, I was once an intern for these people, or once attended the conference. Now I want to work for them. Or now I want to collaborate with them on the project. Now they're going to help me raise funds. Now they're going to help me with employment, with collaborations. So it depends on the particular kind of thing you're involved in, the particular kind of projects you're involved in, and the particular kind of network you formed and how you're going to collaborate with these people. And do not forget to mention that you're also going to collaborate with MasterCard. MasterCard is quite big in when it comes to community activities as well, when it comes to things like corporate social responsibility. So MasterCard does lots of charities and things like that. So you could look for something that MasterCard is doing in your country and say, yes, I'd like to collaborate with MasterCard on this particular project. Or even the alum community, that's MasterCard alum are doing great things around the world, around the country, and I hope to collaborate with them. And if you know a name of a MasterCard scholar doing something that relates to yours, drop that name, please. That this particular MasterCard scholar is doing this particular project. When I come back, I don't mind working with him or collaborating with him. So I'll quickly recap what I've said. I've said a lot already, so in case you forgot any, I would recap. So the networking essay, look for ways to add these concepts in your essay: initiation, sustenance, utilization, how you met this person or this corporation, what was the nature of the exchange of knowledge between both of you, and how you utilize this corporation to actually solve a problem. Then drop the names of those you actually hope to collaborate with, or those you're collaborating with already, and hope to heighten this collaboration. Names of individuals, names of organization. Mention new skills you gain in Edinburgh that will help you heighten this collaboration when you return, and say what will happen after you return with these organizations or individuals. Are you going to be working for them? Are you going to be doing more collaborations with them? Are you going to be using their platform like to get more information or more data? How can they, this your networks that you've already made or you hope to make, what kind of help would they render to you? And do not forget to mention how the MasterCard Foundation and the MasterCard Alum Society or community will also help you in your goals, and the nature of collaborations you will have with them. And that's it, guys. I hope I've done justice to the questions on the essays. So the previous video handled the three questions, the three first questions. Now the two last questions, question 4 and 5, have been handled in this video. And that's it, guys. Do not forget to watch my video on writing skills. I think it's quite important. It will help you write clearly, write precisely, how to use linking words to make your writing flow, and how to use signposting to make it easier for your assessors to fish out the details from your work. I think it's very important. Most times the difference between the person that got it and the person that didn't get it is not always the fact that the person that got it is more qualified, but it's often the case that the person that got it was clearer in his expressions, was able to sell himself better to the application or to the selection committee. So until next time, guys, thanks for joining me, thanks for your support, and I wish you good luck in your application, and try to spread your wings a little bit, spread your net, a little bit. So it's MasterCard today, there might be another one tomorrow that also aligns with your interest. For instance, the Chelvening came out recently. I think the deadline is at the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken. So also reach out to other scholarships, look for things that align with your interest, so you do not put all your eggs into one basket. But I wish you the best, and until next time, take care, stay inspired.